The meeting's order. This time I'd ask Vice Chairman Bill Robinson to lead us on invocation.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let us pray. Oh, Heavenly Father, we beseech Thee as we gather this evening, asking for Thy continued guidance with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding as we partake in the governance of our beloved county. These and all blessings we ask in Thy holy and most merciful name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Next, got a declaration of a quorum. We have all members present. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been properly moved to second. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next up, approval of minutes for February 15th regular council meeting and February 29th special call meeting. Can I get a motion to approve these?
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Second.
Motion's been properly moved to second to approve the minutes for February 15th and 29th. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Welcome everybody out. Good to see a good crowd tonight. We'll jump right into it with public comments. Mr. James All.
I appreciate y'all giving me time here to speak a few minutes. What I'm here about is preaching to the choir probably, but I'm here to ask council about the pay increase that they was promised back in 2023 and about March that they would get it on 6/30 of 2023, and we're in the third month now of 2024 and they still haven't received anything, and I just don't feel like it's fair that I know they did it in phases, which I didn't agree with that, and I also didn't agree with I don't know who came up with who was essential and who was non-essential, because if public works are non-essential, I don't know what would be, I mean, 'cause if a fire truck or EMS can't get in a road because of a tree cross of it, I don't know. We go do all that kind of stuff, I think that would be reevaluated if or it be an essential or non-essential.
Mr. Chairman, can I answer that? The Personnel Committee met about 2 weeks ago, and our recommendation is to make that retroactive. We just got to present it to council, and we get council approval, and it will be taken care of.
I know Ms. Lewis has been keeping me well informed, and I just come to ask y'all if y'all could expedite. That'd be good for our employees, because they're getting pretty much agitated,
We'll just try to keep it calm. We'll expedite it as soon as we can, but I think council will approve it. At least I think the Personnel Committee feel very strongly that council will approve it.
I appreciate that, y'all help, appreciate your help too with that matter too, Ms. Lewis.
And Mr. Robinson, excuse me, Mr. Chair, will that be taken care of tonight?
Well, we have the minutes to pass out to, our recommendation to pass out to council, so.
Okay. Tonight?
Yeah.
That's all I have, appreciate it, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. All. Next up, Ms. Cheryl Cave, Petals and Stars event.
So I probably need to come under visitors if you don't have anybody else for public comments. Am I good to go now?
No, we have some more people.
Okay, I'm gonna have a seat and come under visitors.
Oh, you're under visitors? No, you're under,
Public comments. I wrote it down for public comments, but I have more or less like a presentation, so.
well, you have 3 minutes. You have to be on the agenda to be a visitor.
Okay, well, here I am.
I'm sorry.
I'm sure okay. I'm with the nonprofit organization Petals and Stars. This is home for me. So from Allendale County, I used to do the Allendale Sun newspaper from years back. But I'm hosting an event in Allendale. It is called the Entrepreneur Day for Kids. It's going to be April 20th right here at the courthouse. We will have children 16 and younger on the grounds, and they will have an opportunity to have their own business for a day. So it's a little pop-up shop. I've done it several times in Beaufort County, lots of success there. Kids come up with the most ingenious businesses, and it's fun. So we've had honey, we've had snow cone, we've had popcorn, we have shoes, pillows, artwork, just all kinds of things. So it's not just one particular item. So the thing that they cannot do, we don't do the cook food, so don't expect anybody out there cooking, but it is certainly an opportunity for kids in Allendale and surrounding counties to participate. Booth fee is $15. We put that $15 on it because I've done the event for free before. Parents sign up and then they don't show up. So you put a price tag on it, you get them to invest in their business, and they definitely show up. So I'm definitely inviting everyone here to the event. It will be the cutest part of your day on April the 20th. Pop in, visit the businesses. I'm praying for at least 35. That will be the most I've ever had, even in Beaufort County. Our average is about 20, so I really want hometown to really show up. So I have some flyers, I'll pass them out. If you know of any kids, if you know of any parents, it's open to them, 16 and younger. Any questions? And if the county wants to donate, listen, 501c3 organization, we accept donations. Yes.
What's your time frame for that day?
April, from 12 to 3 on April the 20th. Pop in, pop out. The deadline for entries, though, is the 15th. It's April 15th.
And that's a Saturday, is it not?
It is a Saturday. It is a Saturday. Super cool. Oh, last thing, if you, I promise. Last thing, so I don't know how many businesses in Allendale County have had a ribbon cutting, but we want to have a ribbon cutting that day for all the businesses that are going to be there. So I'm inviting council to be there for the ribbon cutting. It'll be a short part of your day and super fun. Okay?
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Next, Ms. Arthur Fitz, St. Mark Fire Station.
Hello, hello.
I don't know if you have it on your agenda or not, but we would like to have an update for the fire station in Allendale, in the St. Mark area. And we'd like to know, did you purchase the property that has the house and the well on it? And if you did you look into the possibly using the house? Because in the referendum, there was a community center for St. Mark area also. Thank you very much.
We are in the process of buying the property. Walter, you got well, I'll let you update that on your report. Is that okay?
I'm sorry.
The St. Mark Fire Department, you'll update that during your report,
Yes.
the land acquisition?
Yes.
Okay.
It is the one with the house and the well on it, Mark?
Yes, it is. It is.
And are
But
you
the
going to
house
look
is
into
not
the
salv-
house?
The house is not salvaged.
Can't be used.
It's in terrible shape. I've looked at it personally, and I don't think you can save it.
Okay,
But yeah.
thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Ann Rice, SC 250 and Historical Society, and keeping Allendale County beautiful. I'm gonna learn all these abbreviations.
Yeah, wear many hats again. Cindy wanted to be here, but she couldn't be here tonight, so I told her I would do this, but she was gonna have to start doing this. Keep Allendale County was gonna have their spring cleanup April 12th and 13th. And I hope we'll have some participation from everybody. We are really trying to encourage neighborhoods to form a little group and coordinate their area in cleaning up, that way you get 5 or 6 people in your neighborhood doing it, it doesn't take long. And every neighborhood is clean makes us look better. But we are the cleanest county around, I'll tell you. So we're real proud of what we've done. Also, Cindy's doing great getting grants. She's gotten the grant to do, of course, around the animal shelter. And we've just gotten notice we got the grant to do the recycling center in Allendale. Okay. So those will be done in April. And so we're very, very glad to be doing that. So we hope to have very successful. We appreciate Mr. All helping us with the trash. He's very helpful with us doing that. The second thing is Allendale County Historical Society, and we, what was I going to tell you about that? We are participating in the Unity Festival on May 3rd and 4th in Allendale on Memorial Avenue. And we are busy trying to locate cemeteries in the county that are not identified on Find a Grave, so that we can add them to them. So if people have burial plots anywhere on their property or whatever, if you would let us know and let us check it out and get the GPS point, so we can say who's buried where. And we're going to be working with Nora Bassett's church out in the country to help them try to get their historical monument and some money to do repairs in their church. So that's what they're working on. And then the South County 250 is still working on finding places, and we found I don't know, we found the man's grave that built Fort Vince. I don't remember if I reported that last month or not, up his own creek plantation. And we found it. And so that's really a find. He's a Revolutionary War soldier, and other early families. If you would turn left to go to Creek Plantation, if you turn right, there's a road that goes right, and there is a plantation house up there that's going away. It was Ballinger, I think was the name of it. But anyway, it's back in that area. So we were really glad to find that. But we're going to be participating in the Unity Festival also, and we've written a grant to get giveaways and things to be able to show what we're doing for that event. So you'll get a letter to be signed tonight, so I can submit that grant tomorrow.
Okay.
So, but it's all done, and just all I need is y'all's signature. It's $3,000 and there's no match.
Yep.
So, and we welcome anything you know about the Revolutionary War or past history, we would like to know about it. So, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, that's the end of our public comments. We have no visitors on the agenda. Next up, we have council reports. I'll start. Last month, the 19th through the 21st, all of your council members or administrator and the clerk to council, Ms. Judy, attended the South Carolina Association of County, what was that?
South Carolina Connect.
South Carolina Connect program we had. We had a chance to meet a lot of people. We were able to present Representative Hosey and Senator Brad Hutto with a request from the county for some state funds. And on the 29th, Southern Carolina Alliance had their annual event. Former Governor Jim Hodges was there, and Commissioner of Ag Hugh Weathers. And during that event, Mr. Carl Gooden and Johnny Williamson, they were two of the co-founding members of SCA. They were they were presented with the Order of the Palmetto from the governor's office. That was a big honor for them. And I've been in talks with Chief Stanley about the well in Martin, about upgrading it and getting it a new well pump and finding out the needs for it to get it up to par, pump enough water to satisfy our ISO commitment, I guess. This Thursday, I'm asking if council will be available for a meeting for a workshop for our capital project sales tax project list. Is there
28th?
the 28th at 4 o'clock? Is there? Will that be?
Yes, next Thursday.
Yeah.
Next Thursday, Ms. Taylor?
Yes,
Good
sir.
for that day? Mr. White, everybody's available? Okay, so we will have a special call meeting / workshop to kind of work on some capital project sales tax project list.
And what time?
4 o'clock. And just to clear up, I know there's been a lot of rumors going around about the tin tan, the tire plant, about that it was not coming. That is absolutely false. I've got an update today at about 3:30. They are still currently proceeding. A company this size takes a little bit of due diligence, and being overseas makes it even worse. So they are still currently working. They are still planning to come. They still got a little ways to go, but the rumor mill of them not coming is absolutely not true at this time anyway. So they are currently working to locate in Allendale County, and we certainly need them and we want them. And I was glad to get that phone call today, so that was good news for us. And I think that's all I have. Can't read my own writing. All right, moving on. Mr. Robinson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That's good news on Ting Tang, because I think the rumor mill had it, and I got a call on that today. Just want to brief you and try to do it briefly. First, I want to say congrats to the town of Fairfax and their open house on Saturday. That's their community building. Of course, that was a 1-cent sale tax project that got it started, and with some other contributions from the state legislators and others, is glad, or is happy to see that they are finally going to have an open house. It looks like a very substantial building, and I'm sure the Fairfax community will enjoy and make great use of that facility. They've been without a community building now, I would say 5, 6, 7 years now, so it's good to see that come to an end. Also, had a meeting today, I mentioned a project in Georgetown County that we did a site visit with the Advanced Capital Access Group that I serve on the advisory committee. And we met today. We're looking at 4 different projects, one in Tennessee, one in Jacksonville, one in Tennessee, and one in Texas. So we still have about $17 million of what we call new market tax money. And ACA actually financed the biomass facility that we have here in Allendale. So I've been serving her on their advisory board now for about 10 years, and they certainly look at Allendale, they look at rural community to invest their money. So the project in Andrews in Georgetown County finally got approved. And after the visit a month ago, it's on schedule now, and that will create about 100 jobs. Also, I attended the Clemson Advisory Committee board meeting a couple of weeks ago, and I know we may not have a good idea of what Clemson does, but they really are involved in this community with our farmers, with our schools, and if you get a chance, I would say take time to go over and talk to some of their personnel. They provide a lot of good services. And surprisingly, the school system are using Clemson to help teach our kids, and mainly 4-H program and just other initiatives that they are doing. So we certainly need to appreciate, what's happening, with Clemson and what they're doing in our community. Also, USC Salt will have a program next Tuesday, which would be the 23rd. And that program will actually, the 26th. And what we call the Listening and Learning Program, which is presented by ICF, International Coaching Foundation. And it's all about Allendale. We're asking the community to come out from 12:30 to 2 and talk about Allendale. And we'll have these professional coaches that will guide us through the process. How can we make Allendale better? Being hosted and sponsored by USC Salk, and it will be at their, they call it Carolina Lab, over on campus. Very good opportunity for citizens to come out and learn, and also provide their input on how you like to see Allendale. What are some of the pluses, minuses, and how can we move forward to make the community a lot better. Also, on the 28th, the SRS CRO will meet in Evans, Georgia. And as you know, the CRO is our community reuse organization for Savannah Riverside. And basically, we help support USC Salt with scholarship, this community benefits, and Rice and I, we serve on that committee. And if you talk with the dean there at USC Salt, she would tell you that input of funds has been very valuable to this community. We also fund portion of schools in their robotic training. So the CRO is doing a lot here in our community. And lastly, we just received information that the TAC committee, which is our Transportation Advisory Committee, which is part of Little Savannah Council of Government, part of their portfolio. And Jamie, you probably got the email. That meeting will be on April 17th. Now, let's talk about the 125 and Highway 3 intersection. It was discussed at our last meeting. As you know, about 2 years ago, we did some improvement. But we constantly see accidents happening at that intersection. So there's going to be two things on the table on the 17th. One of them will be that intersection. We talked about it when we met in January in Bamberg. My question was, what are the accident stats? SCDOT looked it up and said, hey, it doesn't seem to be a big problem there. But we know there's at least 1 or 2 accidents per year. So that's going to be on the table again. What can we do from the TAC committee? We can help provide some funding to do whatever improvement, additional improvement to at least prevent some of those accidents. The next item that would, what I call a continuation on the TAC committee, will be the SRS bridge into Burke County. Baltimore County presented that to the TAC committee back in January. So I'm almost certain, without reservation, it will come back again. That will require DOE to be part of the conversation, as well as Burke County. Baltimore County has already passed a resolution approving and supporting that bridge. And I'm sure at some point, Allendale County will also think about, which I think is a good idea, we should support it also. Mr. Chairman, that's my report.
Thank you, Mr. Robinson. Ms. Taylor?
Thanks, Chairman. Mr. Robinson, I want to thank you for making that announcement. You stole a little bit of my thunder.
I'm sorry.
Fairfax Community Hub, but that's fine.
Okay.
I won't be redundant. Thank you for that. Also, I would like to give a report on the county EMS report. Hourly EMS employees work 24/7 to a shift rotation. Scheduled overtime is 8 hours per week for 3 out of 4 weeks per month. Transports for this, with volume, call volume for the month of February 14th through March 19th, 2024 is Allendale County Hospital, 93 out of the county transfers, 52 total emergency calls, 145. Allendale EMS is partnered with Denmark Technical College, which hosted EMT classes beginning April the 1st, 2024. Allendale County Rescue Squad is planning phase of offering reduced cost AHH heart saver CPR classes in June. Also, I would like to report that I attended a meeting in Washington with the Lower Savannah Councilor Cobb, and we visited the Senator Lindsey Graham office, Senator Tim Scott, and Senator Lindsey Graham's Tim Scott.
Warnock. Warnock.
No, we didn't go to Warnock.
Okay.
The other one comes to, but we also visited Clyburn's office, and we went up there. We're one of the poorest counties in South Carolina, so we're trying to get some funds for Allendale County, and they was very generous in saying that they want to help Allendale County. And some of the things that I talked about was well, asking, requesting for money, especially was for the same projects that we submitted to Congressman Clyburn for our fire station ISO rating, along with the hospital and first responders, EMS. We're trying to get some federal dollars. So I'm hoping that go well, and Mr. Congressman Clyburn was very pleased with the information we provided, and I think that he's gonna help us. He said he would try to help us in every way we can. So, and my other report is that I'm asking my committees that I'm on for, that our chairman Carly put us on, that they let me know when they're meeting with the committees so that we won't go over the same thing, and it will help in a timely manner shorten stuff when our information when we start talking. So, and I'm on the committee with Chairman Conley and Ms. Jennings, so I'm just asking them, please, in the future, that we just try to make an appointment so that I won't go over it's the same thing they're going over to shorten this meeting. We'll get our report.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Well
you.
taken. And thank you for representing Allendale County in Washington. Appreciate all that you do for Allendale and the COG, and thank you for hand delivering that proposal to Representative Clyburn. Up next, Mr. White.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Actually, the two committees that I serve on have collided somewhat since our last meeting. I'm referencing the Personnel Committee and Business Services. We know that we have some vacancies that we are working on. We lost our Building and Zoning Administrator to retirement, and also we now have a vacancy with our administrative specialist. So it's going to be challenging for us to make sure that that we keep those wheels turning. So currently, the administrative office has been fielding those calls and taking care of our interests regarding permitting and other things in the building and zoning area. So to my knowledge, I think the last time we've had about 7 or 8 applications, and we're going to be working together as a council to make sure that interviews are conducted and we go forward with that. Now, in business services, there were some concerns that were actually aired publicly regarding the restaurant beside in Ulmer. And we were actually able to meet, Chairman Connolly and myself were actually able to meet on March 6th with the owner, Mr. Rentz, also CC&I, and also the building designer. It was a very productive meeting. I think that, a lot of times it's important that we bring everyone to the table. We did so that day, just so, we make sure that there's clear communication between administration regarding permitting, also building codes to make sure that the owners and the designers are on the same page with the inspectors. But like I said, it was very productive. We want to have Allendale County in a situation as where we are attracted to those who are trying to start businesses and to maintain that positive environment. So that was very encouraging, and we're just going to continue to work through those issues. Last thing I want to report is that on Tuesday, April 9th, we will have our next planning and zoning committee meeting, and we're continuing to work on our comprehensive plan, so we're just letting the community know that that's going to be taking place on that day. Mr. Chairman and Council, that's all I have.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Jennings?
Thank you.
Trying to figure out how to work this thing.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's kind
A little warm.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and Council. On March 9th, this was not a council event, or it was not related to any committee that was assigned by our chairman. This happened at the Allendale County Democratic Party convention held on March 9th. 3 council members was present. Along with the media was there also. Senator Brad Hutto was present. And because of the weather, Congressman Clyburn had to cancel in person, but we did speak to him by phone. But Senator Hutto promised that he was, because Allendale County was one of the few counties, of 5 counties, that did not have a state park. And he was going to be meeting with someone that next week concerning Allendale not having a park. Of course, I have not heard back from him, but he is going to assist us in getting a state park. He also stated at the meeting that he would also do all he could to help Allendale with a request that the council made to him when we visited him. I don't remember the date. But what I have done, council, and this is only for information only, the Welcome Center in Allendale County that's located on Highway South 301 is a good location for a state park. Around the Welcome Center, I've done some research, and it's a little over 2,000 acres around the Welcome Center. Now, Allendale County only owns about 12 of those acres, maybe a little bit, almost 13 acres. And what I have done is for council members to view, just for information, so that, because anything that's done, council will have to approve it and make a decision about it. And I would like for you to look at the information that I have provided for you. You know, any questions that you have about these plaques, you know, Ms. Hattie Jackson will be more than happy to share, you know, answer any questions that you have. William, could you give everybody one of these, please? I also made a packet for each one of you and the owners of all of the land that's around the Welcome Center. The address, the phone number, you know, so if anybody want to, for Ms. Lewis, yeah, you got some.
It's only one.
Is that all you have?
Another one.
Okay, here's another one.
That's what,
What's up?
that's kind of thin here.
Oh, it is. Well, actually,
Walker knows all this anyway.
this, oh, he does. You don't need one, Mr. Sanders?
We'll
I
give
have
Walter the map, Walter. You familiar with that property?
Okay, what I have done, I have a packet for each one of you with the landowners. And, I mean, you can just look at it for information and study it if you have any questions. So,
One for Walter.
did everybody, Ms. Lewis, you got one?
Lewis
Yes.
and Walter.
But anyway, as I said, this is just information for you to study, because I'm gonna be doing some more research into it and see what, because I've spoken to, not only did I speak to Senator Hutto, I also spoke to Congressman Clyburn about it, and he is also gonna be helping us to get whatever we can. Because Allendale County is one of the few counties in the state of South Carolina. Now, Colleton County they have a state park, but it only consists of 49 acres, something like that. And so if we have to name our state park with 12 acres, we can start, as long as we get a state park.
And I thought when the Welcome Center was deeded to the county, if I remember correctly, Hattie, it goes all the way down to the bridge or the entrance of the roadway. And I thought that was about 26 acres total.
Okay, what I provided to, ma'am, come up here and show you right quick. On the map, that she just passed out to you guys. Right here is where the Welcome Center is.
Right.
This bumping up to you is Scott Woodlands. This across the road,
Butterfield.
was I think Millberry Plantation kind of runs behind you. So, and this is a larger map here, and this is a printout for you, Ms. Jennings, showing you what is in that area. All of this is the 7,000 acres that we talked about the other day, which is Millberry. But again, the Welcome Center is right here. The river is down here.
And I thought, and Walter, you can help me out on this, when that land was deeded to us, it also went all the way down here. It's long, it's not wide, but that's part of the, I thought 20-something acres that make up the Welcome Center.
So I gave Ms. Jennings and provided you all with printouts. It's 12-point-some acres at the Welcome Center site. Everything else on the other side is Millberry or either Scott Woodlands. And Millberry is up here and back here.
But that doesn't count the walkway down here? Okay.
I mean, there may be something, when she and I were looking this up, it might be something else, but we focused on the Welcome Center and it did not have that.
The trail is not connected,
Yeah, no, this
but
further
it
down.
is Allendale County. Where the old road is, all the way to the river belongs to Allendale County.
I'm not talking about the trail itself, but the land that runs to the trail.
Yes, it is.
That's what's part of the Welcome Center property when it was deeded to us.
Well, I may have to go back and look at some other deeds because, like I said, Millberry, all your printouts are right there. Millberry, Scott Woodlands is pretty much what's around there.
Okay. And I thought the Pollard family owned some too, didn't it?
Pollard is down near River Road on the other side.
Okay.
In Millbury, you said it was like 7,000?
In this larger tract, down here, this is not on the map you guys have.
But
but
Millbury
it-
also goes down Highway 3.
Yeah,
It's not just on Highway 3.
yeah, on the up, this little section over in here, if you can see it, that's Highway 3, River Road running through there. That's part of this larger tract. It's over 7,000 and some acres. You all have printouts on all of that.
Okay, that's just for information, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
For you to look. Okay, may I continue my report? As you know that in our previous meeting, we discussed that the Office of Aging applied for a grant to do the roof. You know, Ms. Lewis is looking at me smiling. I received a call from Ms. Judy Richburg from the Lower Council of Government, and William Robinson Jr. was in conversation with the grant administrator, and Ms. Lewis, correct me if I'm making a mistake or anything, but based on what Ms. Richburg said from the Lower Council of Government and the grant administrator, we may not even we may not qualify for the grant. And the reason is two reasons why. The first reason is that we have to have an audit. The last audit that was done on the Office of Aging was in 2021, in which I think William Robinson Jr. took that to the administrator. Whether they would accept that from 2021, I don't know. But he also took with him a copy of the bank statement for the Office of Aging. And the reason that he did that was because hoping that they would accept the bank statement because it would show that the Office of Aging had enough money for the matching grant. So hopefully they will accept that, but we don't know that they will. The other reason why we didn't qualify is that for the Office of Aging is only open a week, 3 days for the seniors, and they receive a hot meal. In order to qualify for the grant, you have to be open 5 days. Is that correct, Ms. Lewis?
Absolutely.
And right now, Mr. Smith is in the process of opening the Office of Aging 2 more days. Now, you don't have to serve food those other 2 days as long as you have some type of activity for the seniors. So at this point, he's working on doing that. But then we were told that there's a staffing problem because he doesn't have anyone to staff the seniors for the other 2 days. Ms. Lewis, do you have any information on that?
No, I don't have any information on the staffing. We did discuss discuss what his needs are. I asked him to meet with me in the next couple of days on another issue, but I also want to be able to go over that with him about the budget and what we can do now.
And so the thing about that is that when the grant committee, the day that they open that application or read the application from Allendale County, it already have to be in existence. The center has to be open. So we don't know when they're going to read the application, nor do we know if they have already read the application. But whenever they read it, the Office of Aging in Allendale County has to already be open. And so I'm not sure how far Mr. Smith is with that. He's working on it. I know he was working on opening it for 5 days. But if it's not open 5 days, we will not get the grant. If they do not accept our bank account, the statement, we will not get the grant. Those two things, Ms. Richburg from the Lower Council of Government College stated that we have to have those two things. The grant administrator stated we have to have those two things. So I don't know, it's not looking very favorable, but William Robinson Jr. did go up several times to try and talk to the grant administrator to, to get them to accept our kind of offer, hoping that they would accept that so that we could get the monies. Okay?
All right.
Okay, the other thing is, as you know, and I mentioned this at the last county council meeting, that the Office of Aging is celebrating their 50th anniversary in 2024. So, we got about, the committee for the Office of Aging have not come up with the exact date for, we're gonna have a huge affair to celebrate it. The committee is still gotta come up with a date, but I know it's gonna be in August. And the reason that we are choosing August is because our delegation will not be in session. And so we're gonna invite a whole bunch of people to this event. Congressman Clyburn, Senator Hutto, Representative Hosey, the Lower Council of Government. And when I say the Lower Council of Government, all the 6 counties that's involved in the Lower Council of Government, the elected officials from the 6 counties, the governor of South Carolina, because Ms. Barbara Lewis worked directly, she's one of the founders, she worked directly with the governor, so we're not gonna leave the governor out. We're gonna invite the governor, Mr. Chair, to come to Allendale. And so when we plan this event, I always call him Mr. Newspaper Man. We would like for you to come, and cover us really big because it's gonna be huge. And we're planning a big affair. We have not decided, because since it's gonna be in August, we have not decided whether it's gonna be inside or outside. It's hot in August, so if we have a large crowd, the building is not large enough to house a whole lot of people. And so I'm just putting it on notice, but I'm mentioning it tonight for one reason. We got to start now preparing for that day. The facility, the outside is in a mess. It's in a mess. You have potholes, you have mud holes with water in it, you have debris, you have everything around there. And we need to try and beautify the outside of the building before August. And I'm requesting from council, is it okay to ask Public Works to start working on it? Now behind that building, we need a lot of parking. It's very little parking in the front of the building, but it's a lot of room in the back of the building. And so council, Mr. Chair, is it okay to ask Public Works to start working to make it presentable for people to park there? Council?
I'm just one voice, but I see they're already over budget as it is. I think for Public Works, yes. So I think far as manpower, it definitely should be doable, but we just don't have the money in our budget to go pour a bunch of money into doing it.
Like cleaning up?
Well, cleaning up, yeah. But, yeah.
No, I'm talking about cleaning up. I don't mean paving or nothing like that. I just mean cleaning up.
Yeah, I think that would be a job for our administrator and our director of Public Works to get together and discuss.
I do think it's doable. So Public Works is over, and that has to do with the CTTC funds running through that. When I get the dollar amount, I'll just be able to tell you specifically how much that contributed. But that's the big factor because it's done differently this year. So if usually CTC funds would come in a separate fund and be dispersed separately, but this change is what caused that. But when I get specific information, I'll be able to tell you about more what we'll be able to do.
Thank you.
And I was thinking, Mr. Chairman, with the CTC funding, and I know our Public works very closely with them when it comes to purchasing the crusher run, which is used throughout the county. And I would suggest Public Works, along with Office of Aging personnel, Office of Aging Committee, look on that backside and see if we could do some tree removal and maybe put down some crusher run that could serve as a temporary parking area, which should not be that costly.
And finally, my last report is, I know that Ms. Lewis is already working with DSS, the State Department, DSS. And if you, most of you don't know that, the state, whatever work we have done to the DSS building, you know, maintenance, painting, whatever we do, mowing the grass, buying supplies, anything that we do for the upkeep of the DSS building is, will be reimbursed by the state. And I don't know how many of you noticed that the roof on the DSS building, there's another roof, it looks terrible. It's black. And if any work is done to repair the roof or paint it or clean it or whatever, it has to be done to it. The state will reimburse the county, whatever monies we spend for the DSS building. It won't pay for, it will not reimburse us for salaries or insurance and stuff like that, but anything for the upkeep of that building is reimbursable by the state of South Carolina. And that ends my report.
All right, thank you, Mr. Jennings. This time, Administrative Report, Ms. Chanel Lewis.
First, I would like to thank council for all their efforts to try to get support for federal and state funds. I would like to let you know that since you've made contact, I have spoken to a representative from Representative Clyburn's office. They said they received your letter, they're looking into it, and they are working on your behalf. So I just want to let you know that they did make contact since you have provided the letter and the efforts that you made.
Well, I gave the letter to his secretary.
Okay.
I got it from Mr. White, presented me the information, and I presented it to his secretary.
Okay, so I have received a call, just to let you know. So they are hearing you. What I'd like to do is give you an update first on Springbrook. So we're getting a software update to make things better for financial reporting and to make our systems run more effectively and have our audit be easier to perform. So I will let you know that as far as the chart of accounts and all the background development, all the input for Springbrook is complete. We're now at the point where we are scheduling training. So we're scheduling training so that we can begin implementation. So all the background stuff is done for all the accounts, all the separate funds throughout the county. That is complete. On the audit, so Mr. Buddy is here, so the audit is in the process of being performed. He does understand that council does want him here more. He's working on the 23 audit, and I explained to him that not only do we want this audit done, but we want to go on and continue on with the next. And with that being said, we spoke briefly about the audit for Office on Aging, and I'm going to see about how I can address that and get that next audit done for that department.
Mr. Chair, if I may, about the audit, may I make a comment, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Did, Buddy, we asked for an assistant out of his office to assist Buddy.
Yes.
So is Buddy doing it himself?
No,
or-
they're both here.
So who else assisted him?
I forgot her name. But he is not the main person on the audit. I believe her name was Dominique, but it's the two of them here. They've been working at the courthouse. I don't remember her name, I apologize. But they did come and speak with me on Tuesday when they arrived. They've also been back at our office yesterday working with Esther about payroll information, but he is not alone, and he is not the senior partner on this audit. I have provided monthly financial reports for February. I have also provided more of the detail with that goes behind it. As requested, anything that was over budget, I highlighted that for you. And then behind that first page, I have another copy of that same report. The second page has explanations of why things are over that I was able to provide for you. So I just wanted to make sure that we're getting those, I'm getting those out monthly and we can see where we are. Now, I've also put in the information I gave you, the notes from the Personnel Committee meeting that you will discuss, and then the supporting documentation that goes with that. And I know you'll take that into executive session, but I want to make sure that anything that was used to make a decision, that was provided. Also, the information on timekeeping. There is a packet on from Andrews. They gave us a quote. The Andrews Technology, not only is that the quote, there's an informational packet on the back for us to look at. The second page has what would come with it and then the pricing on the front. Donnie has taken a look at it, so if you have more questions, we will be able to answer these questions in the future. So this is informational. They said it takes 4 months. Once you sign a contract, it takes 45 to 60 days to implement and then 4 months to go through. But that means it depends on how ready you are because they have to provide all the information for the system. It could take less, but that's pretty much the max lead time that they gave. This is a biometric system, and with a biometric system, it uses your fingerprint, so it cannot be duplicated. No one can punch for you. So that would be specific to each person. And then there would be a process of, if there was a mispunch, the supervisor would have to sign off on it, and then any adjustments would only be made in payroll to keep it centralized. But I wanted to give you all the information from the 2 meetings that I discussed, the information about it with you, so if you could take a look at it and tell me what you think. This is what they provided. The budget preparation process for the upcoming budget is in progress. I've met with some of the departments, some more I have to meet with. I'm putting the information in. They're providing me background documentation. I asked them to do that. Also, supporting agencies have sent me things, and that's being prepared. And what I'm going to do is continue with that and then provide council with a proposed budget workshop schedule, but then I also have to provide you with preliminary information once it's all compiled. But I have met with quite a few of the department heads and things seem to be going smoothly, and I'm updating any personnel information, and I will provide that to you. And last but not least, you received a thank you card from Mrs. Mole. It says, the thoughts of the beautiful plaque are memorable. We have it showcased. Thank you all very much. And that's the end of my report.
Thank you, Ms. Lewis.
I have a question for Ms. Lewis, Mr. Chair, about the Andrew Technology. I thought I saw here, did you say it's gonna take 6 months?
4 months.
4 months?
4 months, but once you sign a contract, because of all the things that they have to do, they say it takes 45 to 60 days for them to begin. Then it's for up to 4 months for implementation, because they have to make sure the system is compatible, and they would have to make sure that all the information has to be put in, because what their system does is once you punch, you can upload everything, and then get the information comes centralized to payroll to be processed.
So if you get a new employee, he or she would be added to that list.
Right.
They don't have to come back and do anything special.
No, no,
And if someone to leave, you take them out. You got a way to take them out.
absolutely.
All right, county attorney report, Mr. Walter Sanders.
Yeah, on the St. Mark Fire Station, we have reached an agreement with Carl McIntosh and his brother, and I've actually sent them a contract. You know, the amount was $10,000 for the 1 acre, and they had already had a plat prepared, and we checked that out, and it is satisfactory. So I'm waiting now for them to return to review the contract and send it back.
Okay.
And that money comes out of the 1% sales tax. Now with the Allendale County free in lieu of taxes for the Department of Energy. I've been in contact with them, with Bernice Jenkins, who is their attorney, and she's told me that she has the papers prepared to send to me, but I have not received them. So as soon as I get them, I'll let you know, and if y'all have a special meeting anytime before the next meeting, y'all can approve the resolution. And I assume that it's gonna be for the same amount that they've been paying, you know, year after year, that 89,000 or something.
Yeah.
Is that right? Okay.
You can't get them to go up, huh?
I doubt if that went up, but. Because their always response is, you ought to be glad we're giving it to you, because we don't have to give it to you.
All right, anything else?
And I did have a question about, you know, an item that was brought up concerning the zoning and planning. You know, a few years ago, y'all required Mr. Moe to approve all plats. And we can't record any plats until somebody approves it. It's a very simple process. You don't need to have an inspector or anything. You just have to have someone stamp the plat. If it's in the town, all they do is put on there in the town, and it's recordable. If it's outside the town, they usually just look to make sure that it has access to it, and then he stamps it and it's recordable. And I know that Joe had left, you know, when he left, he had showed, I forget what the young lady's name was, but she's gone now. But somebody, you know, in the administrative needs to be authorized to do that.
You got a recommendation, Walter?
I mean, it doesn't matter, it's just somebody who's there, who's got the stamps, and do it. Because I've got a plat I need to record, and I think Morgan Kiss's office has got one that they need to record. You can't record the plat unless it's stamped.
Ms. Lewis, do you have a recommendation?
Well, it could be Esther. We're willing to do whatever we need to do to make sure that we assist our customers and the citizens of Allendale. So, if
Is
that's
it-
okay with you.
Excuse me. Is it,
If you
to
want
my
me to do
knowledge,
that, it's fine.
to my knowledge, I think we had talked about, for the time being, the calls are going forward to the admin.
They are.
So I think it makes sense that we have somebody in the admin office to do the stamping.
And I'll be glad to explain to them, you know, what the requirements are. They're not, it's just a formality, really.
So you're gonna handle that, Chanel?
Sure.
And
Just tell me
you'll help her?
We could do that tomorrow.
Question.
I'm gonna respond, and you also need to take that note off the door down the hall here, because the guy down there said they'll be back shortly,
Okay.
and the office is closed. And I talked with Ms. Dobson today, and she said she was doing it. So if she's doing it, you know, working with it already, I don't know why we would give it to Esther, but whatever y'all want to do is fine with me, or whatever you want to do. But that number's incorrect, because a customer called me needing to change information, and I referred her to Ms. Dobson. So whatever we want to do, we can do, but we just need to make sure that note is up the door, and that phone number is incorrect.
Yes.
It's not active.
All right. So you're
Does
gonna
somebody
handle
have the stamps? Are the stamps still in that office?
It's still in.
And you have the key? Who has the?
Yeah, we have master keys. We can
Okay.
do that.
Okay.
I'll get with someone to
Okay. Thank you.
take care of that.
Soon.
Anything else?
Tomorrow, that's it.
All right, moving on. Old business, we need to approve the agreement between Allendale County and Allendale County Schools. And get a motion to accept that agreement.
So moved.
Second?
Motion's been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. This time I'll ask Ms. Tony Major to give us an update on the capital project sales tax for our next round. And any information you have for us. And by the way, just to introduce, she was elected as the chairwoman of the Capital Project Sales Tax Commission. Sorry, go ahead.
That's okay. Good evening, and thank you for allowing me to speak. I'm here this evening to update the County Council and the citizens on the process and progress of the Capital Project Sales and Use Tax Commission. The members were appointed by County Council, Allendale, and Fairfax. The council members are, or the commission members are, Ida Maxine Morris, Miss Ann Rice, Miss Gwendolyn Walker, Miss Arthene Fitz, Miss Stephanie Sanders, and myself, Tawny Major. David Epperson and Emily Zachin from Parker Poe law firm in Columbia are assisting us. The Commission's mandate is to accept, review, and approve capital projects submitted by the county, and the towns. A letter was sent to each county council member as well as the mayors of Allendale, Fairfax, Ulmer, and Sycamore from Emily Zachin at Parker Poe explaining the process. The timeline that we're working with is as follows. May 1st is the due date for the county council and municipalities to submit their projects to the commission. May 6th, the commission meets to review the presentations, and the county council and municipalities can present an in-person project list. May 30th, we finalize the project list and the referendum question. The commission then adopts the resolution approving the project list and referendum question. June 6th is the first reading of the penny sales tax ordinance. June 20th will be the second reading of the ordinance. July 3rd, there'll be published notice of public hearing in the People's Sentinel. July 18th is the third reading of the ordinance. And noon on August 12th, with August 15th as the absolute deadline, the referendum must be filed and adopted by the county with the local election commission, along with the election resolution for adoption by the commission. August 15th through mid-October, they will be doing ballot preparations at voters registration. And September 6th, the local election commission publishes the first of two notices of the referendum. The first notice must be published at least 60 days prior to the referendum. The notice must be published in the newspaper and general circulation in the county. September 20th, not more than 2 weeks following the publication of the first notice, the local election commission publishes the second notice of the referendum. November 5th is the referendum vote, and then November 30th is the deadline for the election commission to certify the election results to the county and to the Department of Revenue. December 5th, there's a special called county council meeting to approve the resolution certifying the referendum results. And on January 4th, expiration of a 30-day period for a challenge, if someone wishes to challenge the referendum. The commission will meet in May, obviously, to review and evaluate the submitted projects. Our goal is to put forward projects that will have the most impact for the citizens of the county and all the surrounding towns. That's pretty much it.
Yes,
and
thank you.
Judy can get you that list.
Okay, thank you very much.
She's got a copy of it.
All right, moving on, new business, we have a resolution recognizing Miss Maggie Lee Allen Robinson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Council. In the state of South Carolina, County of Allendale, a resolution recognizing and honoring Maggie Lee Allen Robinson. Whereas Maggie Lee Allen Robinson was born on April 5th, 1923 in the River Road community of Allendale County, South Carolina. And whereas older citizens such as Maggie Lee Robinson are valuable members of our society who enhance our communities and personal lives. And whereas Maggie Lee Allen Robinson was married to the late John Henry Robinson and is the mother of 6 children, with 2 preceding her in death, including Allendale County Auditor Henry May Grant. And whereas Maggie Lee Allen Robinson has been a devoted and loving wife, mother, grandmother, great-grandmother, and great-great-grandmother. And whereas Maggie Lee Allen Robinson has been a faithful member of Irvington Missionary Baptist Church since her early teenage years. And whereas Maggie Lee Allen Robinson has been living in the same location for over 90 years and has lived a life full of love, life, wisdom, and laughter. She enjoys spending time with her family, and her days are filled with yard and garden work. And whereas Allendale County finds that it is appropriate and proper to recognize and honor Maggie Lee Allen Robinson, who will be 101 years old on April 5th, 2024. Now therefore be it resolved that the Allendale County Council hereby recognizes and honors Maggie Lee Allen Robinson for 101 years of dedicated and outstanding service and commitment to her family, church, community, county, and state. Adopted this 21st day of March, 2024 at Allendale, South Carolina.
Can I get a motion to accept that resolution?
So moved.
Second.
All right. Motion's been properly moved and second to accept the resolution. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All righty.
Mr.
Next.
Chair, if I may, please.
Yes.
Forgive me. Miss Maggie Lee Allen Robinson is Mr. Bill Robinson's mother. And it is an honor to, Mr. Robinson, please stand. It's an honor to have his mother, the age of 101, and we welcome you with this. I just think it's awesome.
Thank you.
All right, Allendale County Hospital Board appointment. As most of you know, Mr. Don Sharp has served on the hospital board for many years. He's resigned, and that falls into Ms. Jennings' district. So at this time, do you have an appointment?
Yes, I appoint Arthur Fitz.
All right. Can I get a motion to accept that nomination?
So moved.
Second.
A motion and second to accept Arthur Fitz to serve on the Allendale County Hospital Board. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, this time we get a resolution for designating April as a Fair Housing Month.
You choose the
Pretty
motion.
short one, isn't it?
Yeah.
You have the resolution.
Do we actually have a resolution, or we just?
Yeah, it's right here.
All right, whereas the County of Allendale desires that all its citizens be afforded the opportunity to attain a decent, safe, and sound living environment, and whereas the County of Allendale rejects discrimination on the basis of race, religion, color, sex, national origin, disability, and/or familyless familial status in the sale, rental, or provision of other housing services, and whereas the state of South Carolina enacted the South Carolina Fair Housing Law in 1989, and whereas April is recognized nationally as Fair Housing Month, now therefore be resolved that the County of Allendale hereby designates April as Fair Housing Month. Can I get a motion to accept this resolution?
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to accept the Fair Housing Resolution. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next up, Ms. Littlejohn is wanting to speak about the constitutional carry guidance, the new gun law.
Briefly, Mr. Chair, since this new law came out about carrying a weapon, I'm recommending that it's posted on our county buildings, no weapons allowed in the building. Because, a lot of people have not read this law, and they don't know the places where they can or cannot carry a weapon. And, we could be sitting up in here at this meeting and someone coming with a gun. But I think that it should be posted, and I guess county council would have to decide what buildings, it needs to be posted on. But I know it needs to be posted here at the courthouse, at the administration building, and maybe other county buildings as well, But I think a sign should be put up, no weapons allowed. And I think that, does the law state that if signs are up, that?
I don't think you can, even with the law enacted, you still can't carry a gun into a government building.
It excluded public places unless you say we open.
But we can certainly put up.
Yeah.
Well, I know that, but what I'm saying is a lot of people have not read this law, and they don't know that they can't carry guns in public places. So is it okay if, Ms. Lewis, if we can get some signs made to put up at our building.
Ms. Lewis, will you and Mr. Auld get together
Yeah.
and see what y'all can come up with about
Absolutely.
following through with that?
Yeah, I think it's a great idea, because a lot of people don't read the law. And
Well,
even
they should have
though-
been there before now anyway.
Yeah, but even though the law exclude public facility, churches and what have you, it's still better to be safe than sorry, so.
All right, so you'll take care of that, Mr. Auld? Okay, all right. Can we get a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Second.
Motion second to go into executive session. Any discussion?
5-minute
All those in
break.
favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, this time I call the meeting back to open session. Mr. White, you have something?
Yes, Mr. Chairman and Council, I move that raises be given to the Department of Public Works. Raises should be given retroactive to July 1, 2023.
All right, got a motion?
I would be seconded.
Got a motion and a second to accept the recommendation from the Personnel Committee to give the Public Works their raises that were promised and that be retroactive to July 1st, 23. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. Chairman and Council, I move that raises should be given to the Assessor's Office and raises should be made retroactive to July 1, 2023.
Have a second?
Second.
Got a motion and a second to accept the Personnel Committee to give the Assessor's Office their raises and also be retroactive to July 1st, 23. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. Chairman and Council, I move that Allendale County tentatively agree to provide administrative services to Allendale County Alive employees, including tax processing, retirement benefits, and health benefits administration. And also stipulating that Allendale County Alive will pay a reasonable administrative fee agreed upon by the county and Allendale County Alive for payroll administrative services.
I have time repeating that one. Got a motion?
Administrative services.
Okay. Have a second?
Second.
Got a motion and a second to tentatively provide Allendale County Alive
Administrative services.
administrative services, including payroll,
Payroll, taxes.
taxes, etc. Is there any discussion?
Call for question. Question is, I want to make sure it's clear that before it's accepted, we'll be getting information back from them, knowing before we say we're gonna do it.
Yes, that's why yeah, tentatively.
I just wanna be
Yep.
clear
So we
on
get the
this.
number of employees, what the charges will be.
Yes, sir.
Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I oppose. Motion carries. All right, can I get a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion that we adjourn, Mr. Chair.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.